Good afternoon, my beautiful people. Good afternoon. I got another great video for you guys today. But before we go into today's video, I am on YouTube, Fitness and Self-Improvement. Please subscribe to my channel, hit that notification button. I would really appreciate it. I'm also on Instagram at Chief Fitness and Self-Improvement. I got training programs, consultations, nutrition plans, the whole works. If you're looking to start or maintain your self-improvement journey, I got you covered. All right. So today's video is titled Self-Reliance. I want to talk to you guys about self-reliance. If you're looking to start or improve on your self-improvement journey, you need to be self-reliant. It is very important. It's one of the things that is not really talked about when people mention self-improvement, right? So I'm going to give you guys an example. I might even add another example after my first example about what that means. For me personally, years ago, I didn't drive. I didn't have a license. I didn't have a car. I was scared of driving. I used to rely on people for rides, especially my older cousin. So the problem with that though was that there were times that he won't show up, or if he did show up, he would show up very late. So for those of you that used to go clubbing back in the day, like myself and him as well, we used to go clubbing a lot. If I was like, come pick me up at 10, he won't show up till like after midnight. Now, for those of you, like I say, who have gone clubbing in the past or still go clubbing, if you go after a certain time late, 12:01, you have to wait in line. Unless you happen to know the owner, the manager, or the bouncers, and they're very friendly and nice with you, they will let you in. So some nights we have to wait. And if it's in the dead of winter, like here in Canada, freezing cold, your feet's freezing. Even if you're bundled up, it's cold, right? You're waiting for half an hour, sometimes 1 hour, especially if the clubs are banging, it's busy, right? So he and I used to have arguments over that, right? I'll be like, I've tried to call you, I've tried to text you, you're not responding, what's going on? Because I'm always on time. I'm very punctual. I don't like to keep people waiting. You know what I mean? Time is of the essence, right? I've talked about this before. You can lose money and get it back. Once you lose time, you can't get it back, right? But it was always on his schedule. So I reached my breaking point with him. I'm like, you know what? I need to get my own license. I need to get a car. This is exactly what I did, right? That was me being self-reliant, not having to rely on him or anybody else. Now, if I want to go somewhere, get in my car and do whatever I want, that freedom is there. I can do it because I know how to drive now. I have my own vehicle. There are a lot of you guys that are in the same situation that I was years ago. You're relying on family, friends, co-workers, whether it's going to the gym, whether it's going to eat, whether it's going out to have fun, a road trip, right? You have to wait on these people because you don't have a license, you don't have a car. You're not self-reliant. You might have your own job, you might make money, but if you don't have that aspect locked down, being able to just go and do whatever you want, where it involves having to drive a car, it's very difficult for you to not have to rely on somebody for a ride. I know we have Ubers now and all that stuff, right? But you're paying money for Uber and stuff. That's not an investment, right? Especially if you take Uber a lot. If it's once in a while you're taking an Uber or a taxi, that's different, right? But if you take Uber every day, that's a wasted investment. You might as well just invest in a car, get your license, right? There's nothing better than having your own car, getting into your car and going wherever you want, like I've said earlier, right? So that is an example of someone who is being self-reliant. I took that step to be self-reliant and not have to rely on my cousin anymore because it was getting on my nerves. I had reached my breaking point, right? Another example I will give would be I went to Alberta for like 2 years, right? I was making minimum wage at the job I had in Ontario, and I wasn't doing really well with it. And I got a chance to go to Alberta and I worked there, made really good money, bought my first car, paid off some debt. Like, it was awesome. It felt good, right? I was not as self-reliant as I thought I was when I was in Ontario. Yes, I had my own place. I didn't have a car yet, obviously. I didn't have a license. I had a job. But again, I was not making enough money to be comfortable, to have savings, right? But going to Alberta afforded me that opportunity to be able to buy my first car, like I've said, pay some debt off, and have savings. That was me being self-reliant. I was always borrowing money from people. Even if it was $20 here, $5 here, $50. I'm always like, hey, spot me, spot me, spot me. Right? So if you're one of those people that is always borrowing money from people, you're not self-reliant. That's another example. So I was in that situation. Now, I don't borrow money or ask people for money anymore. For me, it was part of who I was at the time. I didn't know better. I was like, oh, these are my friends. They will help me. And then they used to help me out because I help people out. That's the kind of person I am. But there's nothing better than being able to make your own money and work hard at it and make extra streams of income and not have to beg or ask anybody for money. You can do things, you can travel, you can help people out. It feels really good, right? And I'm very good with my money. So that made me even more self-reliant, right? I only spend what I have to spend. I don't make extravagant purchases, things like that. So that is an example of being or taking steps to be self-reliant in my not my financial, my whatever, however you want to call it, my financial goals, that kind of thing, right? I talked about having a car, having a license, being able to go anywhere I want, not having to wait on anybody, right? So if you are someone that is not self-reliant, you're going to have a big problem, especially as you get older, because old habits die hard. You need to break those habits. You need to start doing things on your own. It is very important because you came into this world alone. You're going to live alone. You're not going to live with your friends, your parents, people that help you out. You're not living with them. Or ask yourself this question. If down the road you need help, really need help, and no one is there to help you. There were times I needed a ride and I had no one to ask for help. I didn't even have money to take a cab. I had to walk hours to go home. That's an example, right? All these people that are helping you now might not be there to help you down the road. So you need to learn to be self-reliant, whatever it is, whether even going to the gym. I've had people tell me, oh, I don't feel comfortable going to the gym. I always need my friend or my sister or my brother. In the process, they don't even go to the gym. And I'm like, are you kidding me? So because no one is there to go to the gym with you, you're not going to go. And you're not going to follow up on your fitness goals or start your fitness goals, right? Self-reliance in that regard would be, you know what? I'm going to overcome my fears. Just like I had to overcome my fear of driving, I had to also overcome my fear of leaving a comfortable apartment I had and flying 2 hours behind to Alberta, because Alberta is 2 hours behind Ontario, like clock time difference. I had to go to a different province where the people were not that friendly to me when I was there. I had to go there for almost 2 years and hustle, right? To give myself a better life, to give myself a better start to my self-improvement journey. Like I've talked about before, I've been on my self-improvement journey now for the last 4-5 years now, right? And I've always said this, your self-improvement journey is never ends. It's always ongoing. We're always going to be a work in progress. The day you stop to work on your self-improvement or you think you've gotten where you need to get to, that's the day you die. Right? Maybe not physically, but emotionally, mentally, and psychologically, that's when you die, right? So now I don't have to rely on anybody anymore. I can do things on my own, like I said, I drive now. I have a good job. I have a business coming in, I did that on my own without help from anybody. Yes, I've had to hire a few people to help me run my YouTube channel because I'm very busy with other things, but I'm self-reliant. I'm able to hire someone. That is self-reliance, being able to hire someone calling me sir or boss, even though I always tell them, don't call me sir or boss. We're just friends, right? We're brothers, right? The people that help me with my YouTube channel. But that's self-reliance, right? Self-reliance means cooking. I love to cook. I don't have to go out and eat out. I can cook on my own and save money in the process. That is me being self-reliant. My mom taught me to cook since I was 13. That's an example, right? I have a passport. That is self-reliance. I can travel anywhere I want and not be like, oh, I can't go on a trip because I don't have a passport, right? Like my last ex-girlfriend, which was from 4 years ago, she didn't have a passport. So if I wanted to take a trip, she couldn't go with me, right? That's an example. And I wanted to go on a trip with her, but I didn't go on a trip with her because she didn't have a passport. I felt bad. And my sister was like, you should have gone on a trip. That you're holding yourself back. But because I loved her and I didn't want to leave her behind, I didn't go on the trip. I wish I had, but that's the story from that day, right? So self-reliance is very important. You don't want to get to the stage like I did where people fail and fail and fail you. You cannot trust people. People are unreliable. The people that are helping you today, like I've said, they might not be there tomorrow to help you, whether it's to give you that right, whether it's to give you that $20. What are you going to do? You're going to get angry and upset like I used to be. I'm like, oh, why aren't you helping me? Because I took it as a right. It was, I took it as a privilege that they're supposed to help me. Whereas I should have been doing all those things on my own and not having to get into those situations. Right? So that is one thing you have to ask yourself today. If you're one of those people that is relying on other people for other things in your life, you need to desist. Stop right now. Stop. You're going to get disappointed. And I'm sure you guys are already disappointed as we speak. There are people in your lives that have constantly disappointed you because they didn't come true when you thought they would come true. Even family members, right? That is why this video is very important. You need to learn to be on your own and do things on your own. Learn things on your own. Stand on your 2 feet. Doesn't matter how old you are. You can do it. If I was able to do it in my early 30s, even though it was late, you can do it. Trust me, you can do it. All right? So comment below. Let me know what you guys think. I appreciate the love and the support as always. Stay happy, stay fulfilled, stay positive, stay happy. I have another great video coming up in the next day or two. I'm out.